Hello and welcome back to the further delving into my map, Nintendo Power. I'm Mecha Diddy, and today I'll be your guide. In the last episode, we covered a few different houses, including the very unimaginative Mushroom House, exclamation point block house, the grocery store, the Nether portal, and I believe that's it. This episode we'll be taking a look, and I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible, at the, as you see before you, Super Nintendo Power Region / Super Famicom. We'll also be taking a look at the laser gun that Earthworm Jim yielded in 1 and 2, although he did get his own Nintendo 64 game. I didn't think about that while building it. Oopsie me. We'll also be taking a look at the Blackjack from Final Fantasy VI, which is the second airship you get. One of my favorite houses, and one of the houses I'm most proud of. Took plenty of references and a couple of hours, quite a few hours. We'll also be taking a step back to look at the replacement house for the a very unimaginative Mushroom House, the Super Mario RPG, Mario's Pad / Pipe House, whatever you want to call it. So with that, let's get started. Taking a look to the right, or walking right from the grocery store, we'll see here the Super Famicom / Power Age and SNES. And if you don't know the reason why Europe and Japan got the sleeker, more colorful version, it's because American kids had a problem leaving their cereal bowls and their soda on top of it. So they made a Super Nintendo that you couldn't put those things on. Oh, yeah, but here we have a secret entrance, kind of like the first one without the redstone piston. And in here, we'll do a quick pan over. You'll see a pseudo kitchen fully equipped, as well as a breakfast nook and a pseudo entertainment system and couch. The bedroom has a full view of the entire house, although there's not much interior here to begin with. You can see there, like all the other Super Nintendo variants you'll see, that I have another custom map there. You're now playing with superpower. You have a little closet. That's about it. What you see is exactly what's here. So leaving and moving down the street, we're gonna take a right here. Again, I didn't think about the Nintendo 64 when I thought about this, but we have here the Earthworm Jim laser gun house, and Earthworm Jim's one of my favorite games. And when I built this house, I had kind of an economic system in mind. I guess a lower income, quote unquote, would live here. It also has a one of the custom discs from my resource pack. Let's take a listen. Yes, that's right. If you're familiar with the Sega version of Earthworm Jim, you'll notice that it is the Sega Genesis version of New Junk City. Even Nintendo recognizes that it's a superior version, as they used it for their DS remake, if I'm not mistaken. I have it fully equipped. It is a little cramped in here, and I did come back and edit it. Alright, that's enough of that right there. Okay, alright, moving on to the Final Fantasy VI airship. We can see that I've already made an improvement as opposed to the exclamation point block by using scaffolding instead of water. And traveling up. Here, I'll throw up a picture for the reference here that I used. And as you can see, I tried to keep it as one-to-one as I possibly could. I used other depictions, artist depictions, as well as the depictions by, I believe, Yoshitaka Amano. I built the interior first, and then the ship around it, and didn't exactly turn out the way I wanted it to, but I'm still pretty proud of it. The windows, as you'll see later, don't actually see out, but simulate sort of daylight via sea lantern. But yeah, everything here seems proportional, and it's just a shame I couldn't have any mods, apply any mods to it to make it fly. But yeah, going down into the ship, we'll come down to the only level I built. I didn't build the boiler room or anything like that, unfortunately. There wasn't enough room, and I didn't want to make it any bigger than what it needed to be. I'll throw up another picture here for a reference. I did come back later, and I'll post the pictures later at the end of the video, that I fixed the floor, and I kind of removed some of the chandeliers and unnecessary paintings and crappy knockoffs of grandfather clocks. Well, specifically the one in the second room. But coming down here, you can see I tried to keep some of the card tables, made them out of beds. There's the simulated daylight. There's also a roulette table here, and I use this little hopper here as like a roulette spinner thingy. I don't know what they're called. you could tell me down in the comments section. That'd be great. I'm not a gambling man myself. I'm no setzer, so I have no idea what that's called. I also tried to use banners as curtains. Didn't exactly work either. Not like I said, it didn't exactly turn out the way I wanted, but it turned out pretty well in my opinion, for what I could make it. Okay, like I said, I removed some of the chandeliers and fixed some of the lighting. There's a grandfather clock that I learned how to make from Graham. But we're gonna go ahead and head down to the living area that would be the boiler room. Yeah, here it's pretty cramped. I mean, this is it. This is where you live. The rest is pretty much for show. I've got a couple of the custom maps here for pictures. And I've also got a music disc from my custom resource pack. Here, I'll let you take a listen to this. This is Orchestral Fantasy's version. Oh, funny story about Mecha Diddy. I have a tattoo of this that I'm pointing my reticle at on my right shoulder. I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy VI. It's my favorite Final Fantasy. Terra is also my favorite character. All right, enough of that, and we're gonna head and head down. Still my favorite house. Okie dokie, now walking down the street, we'll come back to the house I said I was going to edit in the last video. I replaced the very unimaginative tiny mushroom house with the Super Mario RPG Mario's Pad / Pipe House. We'll take a look at it here. You can see right there to the left, there's the save block, the big iron sign I'm not proud of and don't exactly care for. There wasn't really a way for me to make a big white sign. Oh, yeah, get on that. There's the red mailbox, little red sign leaning on his porch, little bit of iron corner there, some tools hanging up, crates that I had to use barrels for, and a red barrel as well as a lantern. Yeah, here's a closer look at the sign. I tried to simulate some nuts and bolts and whatnot. The interior wasn't hard to make so much. Here, I'll throw up the reference. Yeah, there we go. It's too bad I couldn't make the mushroom my light. I used the blue curtain. They even tried to make blue curtains. It's just too bad they couldn't be any shorter. You couldn't make the banners any shorter. For the most part, it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to, and it looks pretty fantastic in my opinion. No, it couldn't hang up clothes or anything. This one also has a music disc, like some of the other special houses or my favorite houses. And I'm gonna pass on to the curse of this song because I tried for 3 days to get it out of my head, and I'm passing it on to you. Alright, that's enough of that. Good luck getting that out of your head for the next 3 days. Okie dokie. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and maybe consider giving it a like or share or subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and throw up pictures of the updates I made to the airship as well as the Earthworm gym house. As you can see here, I changed the terracotta floor into a checkered pale green floor that's more accurate, and I took out some of the chandeliers and paintings. I also changed the sea lanterns into end rods for a more open concept. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. Alrighty, till the next one. See ya!